Hey everyone, it's Libby from Maighstir Tarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Worimi First Nations people. It's W-O-R-I-M-I, and welcome to you, your guides, my guides in the universal energies, and for the senses out there, entertainment only. Okay, had a day off yesterday. Goodness me, well, felt like did a zillion things yesterday, so it was absolutely lovely. And today is Friday here, which means that I'm going into the weekend, and I don't do readings over the weekend unless something really, really urgent happens. So, yeah, just fitting things in as I need to. Okay, but what I want to first of all, very, very first of all, is that I picked up two beautiful new crystals yesterday. So I've got an amethyst here and calcinite, I think it's called, this one. I'll have to double check. Absolutely beautiful crystals. I do like my crystals to be in their natural state, so not polished, not glued together, not drilled or anything like that. So absolutely beautiful. And it looks like my pendulum crystal as well, just a bigger version. So that was really, really lovely. Okay, what I want to have a look at? Well, first of all, a few little newsy things. I've popped a few bits and pieces in my posts section. So if you click on Maighstir Tarot under any video, it'll take you to the main page. You can go to posts. It's where I tend to put the newsy stuff. So, oh yeah, Texas Governor Abbott apparently is going for a biblical divorce. His wife is going for a biblical divorce, whatever that means. I gather that it was adultery. None, couldn't happen to a nicer guy. I'll leave that there. I've also posted in the post section a copy. I believe it's probably, looking at it, there was no blurb that came with it. It is a full copy of a little black book. I suspect it's Ghislaine Maxwell's little black book rather than Jeffrey's, but I mean Ghislaine was the one that did all the work anyhow. So I've popped that in my post section as well. I've also popped in my post section the documents that Biden signed, or a link to the post about the documents that Biden signed that explains that if there's found to be fraudulent elections and all the rest of it, what the process is. Okay, apparently the Felon 45 has said that he's going to visit his Scotland golf clubs later this month. You know what to do, Scotland. Yep, get out that big blimp and go for it. Another Russian the Deputy Foreign Minister, Bogdanov, was sacked. Oh gosh. And apparently the US, there's in particular states and areas, the MAGAs, or them ones, have been attacking and destroying weather radars, thinking that they caused the flooding weather. Floods in North Carolina at the moment. It's anything to avoid the science is what it seems to be with some of these MAGAs, anything to avoid the reality. What's basically happening is the planet is warming, which means the tropical areas are extending, and anyone that knows anything about tropical monsoons or tropical rainfalls will know that what happened in Texas is very much that sort of energy, and we can expect to see more of it. So that band has extended. Okay, what do I want to have a look at? 45 lost his $5 million appeal against the E. Jean Carroll. This is the first one. I think it was 5 million, and then was it 80 million or something, 85 million or something. So he lost his appeal, the federal court appeal. Apparently he has 90 days to go to SCOTUS to ask SCOTUS to interfere. Like, just pay the bloody money, you idiot. But yeah, you can just about guarantee he'll go to SCOTUS for that. Okay, what do I want to have a look at first up? I've got on the list here... where do I go? I do actually want to have a look at... So one of my beautiful viewers who has a friend in the Australian Defence Force said that the friend in the Defence Force said that the Australian military are gearing up for a potential, hope not, conflict with China. Today, they emailed me that yesterday. Now, today, our Foreign Minister, Penny Wong, has actually come out and said that it appears that China is gearing up for a potential war, which is concerning in the well, not potential war, just potential military buildup, which is concerning in the region. So I'm just going to have a look. Is there anything to be worried about there? Show me. We are looking at the Indo-Pacific region, which is Australia's part of the world. And this is what happens when you get things like the US basically is an unreliable ally. So therefore, the region is pretty much left without Big Brother looking over the shoulder type thing, left to the schoolyard bullies without having Big Brother to look over the shoulder. So let's have a look. Is there anything to be worried about for China building up its military in the region? Anything to... Come on down, let's have a look. Right, okay. Oh, there are those two crystals. I might as well put them out. Why not? Beautiful looking things. Okay. Anything to be worried about? Okay. Two of Swords. Well, it's time to take the blindfold off. This can be a defensive position that is being taken. Now, you've got the sea here, so is there anything to be worried about? I didn't ask from whose point of view, I suppose from anybody's point of view, but it is, I mean, in all honesty, it is the time to take the blindfold off and look at reality and decide on some strategies that one can take. So I'm not going to say they are, but it's time to take the blindfold off and really look at the reality of China's place in the world, the shifting. Because what's happening at the moment is with the US and its current situation, the powers of stability of the world are shifting to Europe and to China. And also what's happening in Russia. I mean, Russia is absolutely collapsing, and I had to laugh. I read an article this morning about apparently Russia's got a visa program going for those that don't like LGBTQ and don't like just what the sort of proper, I don't even know how to put it, but those that don't like the path that these progressive governments are going down. And there was an Australian that went, and he was, oh yeah, it's all hunky-dory. Yeah, I think he might be changing his tune in a couple of years' time and asking to come back to Australia, but he did sort of look like Bubba from the Basement type person. So they will attract those. There was a Texas farmer that sold everything up and moved the family over about 3 years ago, and he's really regretting it. So I'm just going to leave that there. Russia is not the place to be, but the shift, the power center of the world is shifting, and it's moving to Europe and China away from the United States. So this is very much about time to actually stop putting the defenses up, and to look at the reality and the truth. Take the blindfold off and look at the reality. This is what is being harvested. The challenge is looking at the options that are available, about what option to choose, not necessarily pleased with the options that are on the table, but looking at the options and choosing which way to go forward. We've got the Temperance card, balance and moderation, but it can also be spinning a story. This is the energy that's sitting in at the moment. Okay, thank you. If you hear my guides, let me know. This is very much about international diplomacy. I'm not even going to say spinning a story. It's not. It's the dawn of a new day. Is it the sunset or the dawn? But it is shifting, and this is very much about I'm just going to say international diplomacy with Australia and China and those in our region. Sunset on an era, dawn of a new day. So this is a regional shift that is happening. In the past, we've got the manifestation that's coming. I'm just going to say China's got all the tools in the toolbox that it needs to do this. It is manifesting this. Okay. The packing up the swords of truth and moving forward to calmer waters, to a new beginning, to a new start, to new alliances is what I'm getting out of there. Okay. And then we have the Justice card. Actions having consequences. Divine justice, new justice, but more about weighing the scales with what path to take forward with the strategy sword there, and actions having consequences. Yeah, this is all new beginning stuff. It's a shift. It's an absolute shift, and we either take notice of it, well, we have to. So externally, it's the Fool card. Internally, it's the Knight of Swords. I don't know that there's going to actually be aggression in the region, but the harsh truth is that this shift is happening, and we have to take note, and it's happening rapidly. And the World card, in the hopes and fears, the end of a cycle, the beginning of a new cycle on the world stage. Okay. The outcome, the Seven of Wands, the burden of the message, the Six of Pentacles, just not even getting help. This is looking at new trade, and then we've got the Knight of Wands, new messaging coming forward, new planning coming forward. This is new coming forward. It's not there yet. The Page of Pentacles, again, a new opportunity being presented. The Two of Wands, looking at the options on the world stage. And the Four of Swords, having to go within to consider. Defending, who's defending here? And then victory. Okay. Or a false victory. On the back foot, having to defend in a false victory. You've got heartbreak, loss, despair, betrayal that will bring about an end, and with an end there are new beginnings. Okay, my next question is, so yes, we are looking at a shift. I hate to say it, but the US is unreliable, for unreliable at the moment, that they would do what is needed for this to protect trade in this part of the world. Is Japan, is China going to make any sort of military aggressive move? I mean, to be honest, Australia would last about 8 minutes if China chose to. Right, what was the other one I saw? Oh, that one. Right, so there's going to be a lot of information that comes out very quickly. I don't even know what the question was I was going to ask here, but there's going to be a lot of headlines come out very quickly about something to do with China. It is a new path that we're heading down, the moon card, and oh my goodness, the full moon at the moment, boy oh boy, some sleep would be nice. But yeah, the path we're going down, it's a new path. It's a tricky path. It's a path that needs to be negotiated. But at the end of it, we've got the Empress. So we've got Eight of Wands, the moon card, the Empress. And the Empress is about the birth of something new where there is abundance for all. Okay. You've got the King of Cups. Kings can be of any gender. This is just externally. Negotiators, diplomats, the King of Swords. Action being taken in regards to strategy, regards to truth, can be legal action, but then we've got the military here with the Chariot. Okay, I'm going to ask some specific questions there. I'll just put those back randomly. Is China going to take military action against any other country, including Taiwan? Is China going to take military action against any country? And when I'm talking military action, I'm talking actual, attacking or anything like that, not just circling the country in a boat like in a warship like they did with Australia. Okay, we've got temperance, balance, moderation, dawn of a new day, creating something here, trying to spin a story potentially, big stick, moment, new plan, be challenged by a big stick. I think they might try and I think they're going to try with Taiwan. We've got here the energy stewing in is the Knight of Wands, which holding back but with that big stick. So the challenge is the plan, but the Knight of Wands is about just holding back for the moment. In the past, we've got, well, it's the Three of Cups, I'll say, coming in under the umbrella of China. Yes, it is a nightmare situation with that Nine of Swords at the top there. But we've got the Four of Pentacles in the immediate future. I think they're going to. I don't see it as military action. I see it more as threatening but diplomatic action. Okay. Externally. Trying to, well, it's the devil. The power, the addiction, the greed, the chaining to. They may even try for, I'm getting Miramar. So we're looking at more than just Taiwan. Okay. Here's this Two of Swords. Internally, yeah, I think they're going to try for 2 territories. You've got the sea here, so potentially over the sea. Miramar, I know, is not over the sea. Is there something else there off China other than Taiwan? Or it could be one over the sea and one land. Hopes and fears. Back up against the wall, getting beat up. But then we've got the Eight of Wands. A lot of information coming out very quickly. You've got the Page of Wands, and then you've got the Wheel of Fortune turning. Page of Swords, sorry, and the Wheel of Fortune turning. This could be sort of the young country of Taiwan trying to defend itself, but the wheel is turning. And then you've got the Emperor taking control. You've got the Hierophant, the government, and you've got the Lovers coming together. You've got the Three of Pentacles, the 3 coming together, or 3, 1 + 2. And then you've got the Bully in the room with the 5 of Swords. And then you've got the 10 of Pentacles, the legacy, the end of the cycle. On the base, you've got Judgment, to do with something from the past, and what they believe is justice. You've got the 7 of Pentacles, harvesting what has been planted. You've got the Five of Pentacles bringing in out of the cold, not asking the ones in the cold whether they want to come in, but bringing out of the cold. And then you've got the Chariot. Yeah, I do. I hate this. I think they might make a play for Taiwan. I don't know that it's going to be an invasion play as such, as in loss of. Oh, Hong Kong was the other one. Thank you, not Miramar, Hong Kong. Thank you, guides. Love it when you come to me. Yeah, the two territories, Hong Kong and Taiwan. China has always considered those two their territory. You've got to remember, China plays the long game. It plays decades or centuries, unlike most Western democracies where we sort of think about, 3 to 4 year election cycles. Making an offer that Taiwan may not like, but you've then got the Wheel of Fortune as well. I don't think it's going to be. I mean, you've got cups here. Cups are about emotions. An offer that's, well, it could be a smelly fish offer that comes out of left field, and you've got the ocean behind here, and it may be something that Taiwan doesn't like, but the wheel is turning. Oh boy, oh boy. I mean, we saw what happened to Hong Kong. Hong Kong was promised to sort of still exist in its previous Western diplomatic format, but that lasted all of about 3 months. Show me. I mean, I do see China going down. Yeah, we've got new beginnings there. I do see China going down a Three of Wands, looking overseas, a plan coming to fruition and new beginnings. I do see China going down a more diplomatic path. It's a bit like Russia, that it's, yeah, we've got the military here overseas with the Chariot. And I think it might happen fairly quickly. Don't know that they're looking, yeah, the Two of Swords again, card of the reading. I don't think they'll go further than that, but yeah, manifesting it, bringing it into reality. I have read, and I do see that China will end up going down a more liberal progressive path. I don't think it'll have any choice. It is going to take a while for it to do so, but it won't be a Westminster type system. It will be something that suits the Chinese history. Very much the same with Russia. The Russians will go down a diplomacy path that will suit the history of Russia. I mean, the history of Russia is, czars and emperors and, this dictators, etc. So it won't be fully democratic, as I said, via the Westminster type system. But it will be its version of it. So let's have a look. Show me. Show me China in the future. Show me the politics of China in the future. I mean, Xi Jinping is getting very old. He is the current leader. China's got problems internally at the moment with its birth rate declining significantly, upwardly mobile middle class demanding more. And as they demand more, the demand for electricity increases. However, China is basically putting more renewable power than the rest of the world to put together in the last 12 months, even though it has built some coal-fired power stations as well. But it is expecting to be running on 100% renewable, except for a few very select industries, perhaps steel making or something, by 2030, I think it is. That's only 5 years away. So show me what do we need to know about the China of the future? Queen of Wands. She actually showed herself to me a couple of times on the bottom, but I didn't bring her forward. A softer energy, the plan for the future. It's still a ruling energy, but it's a softer feminine energy. May even have a female ruler. Now, the all-seeing cat's there still, the surveillance. Don't think that that's not going to happen. The what do they have? Facial recognition just about everywhere in China at the moment, but there's just this not so aggressive ruling. And here's this Temperance card. Again, that's the third time that it's come forward. A new beginning, a new balanced approach. Right, the energy that's it's stewing in at the moment is this win at any cost bully power that people are walking away from. Oh, okay, thank you. The energy that it's stewing in at the moment is people are walking away from this bullyistic power of the Chinese Communist Party. That's what I'm getting there. In the past, we've got the Queen of Swords. This is, again, this feminine energy bringing forth a harsh truth, a reality, a strategy going forward. Now, this Queen of Wands, she's the only queen, I believe, that's facing directly forward or sitting directly forward. All the other queens are off at an angle. So this queen here is looking this way with her strategy, with her plan, with her truth. The COVID shutdowns, huge wake-up call for China. And trust me, they learnt the lesson there. And then this latest trade tariff carry-on, again, reinforcing the lesson. Don't have to tell China 3 times, the Chinese 3 times. But let's see how this goes. Yeah, here we've got the sword of truth. A new beginning, perhaps a new king or queen coming forward, and you've got this foliage on here. And I was just talking about the renewable energy that they're putting in. It's not as harsh. Okay, the immediate future, finding themselves restricted by world events, but seeking the path forwards. Some sort of restriction put on them. And then we've got face-to-face agreements being made. This also could be Xi Jinping finding himself there's a restriction, a shutdown, and then an offer being made. We've got here internally, emotionally walking away. This could also be to do with the tariffs, betrayal, heartbreak, loss. We got here, this could also be just grief and sadness. I think this is the passing of Xi Jinping. Right, then the Knight of Pentacles, a new beginning, a new opportunity for stability of government, with the passing of the leader, with the Four of Swords, and then the offer of something unexpected, a new, youthful, creative coming forward. And then we've got the Star of Hope and Healing. And then we've got the Justice card, actions having consequences, finding balance, and an announcement, a youthful energy. I'm just getting like hard work being done behind the scenes, or just hard work at new opportunities, and the new beginning with the Fool card. We've got strength. The current strength, I think, is not the aggressive strength is not liked. Didn't during COVID they basically sealed workers inside the factories to force them to work or something along those lines? It was just horrific. It was absolutely horrific. Yeah, they've got choice. They don't like what's currently on offer, but they've got choices to make about what they actually want going forward. And I'm talking about the people of China. This is really interesting. Okay, I'm going to leave that there. I think this is the passing of Xi Jinping, passing of, because this is the here and now, this is the going forward. What do we have over the top there? The sword, the Ace of Swords. Yeah, I just think it's new beginning stuff for China. I think this is the passing of Xi Jinping. There might be airways silence for a while an offer is being made or offers are being made. We've got this quite substantial walking away, emotional walking away from what was. Okay, I'm going to leave that there. And again, it's one of those I could continue on for about 3 hours to try and nut down what's happening. But yeah, I do think that China, while the US government is in the, I'm just going to say that is in the disarray that it's in and fraught with internal issues, I think they're going to make a play for Taiwan. But I am getting there that with the passing of Xi Jinping, the old guard, that there is a new, softer beginning. Okay, potentially under a female leadership. Now, I know women can just be worse than men because they try harder to outmen the men. But I'm just getting that there's a shift coming. With great power comes great responsibility, and it's almost like it's aware of its responsibility as a new power center of the world. Okay, let's see how it plays. I'm hoping I'm not just being positive and negative, but we'll see how it plays. Love to you all. Take care.